What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Welcome back to another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we're going to check out the guide for Tarra in Call of Dragons. She is the newest addition into the game. I believe she is one of the best support commanders to have in your roster. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more content, turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, a brand new season is upon us, and today we're going to check out the guide for Tarra in the Call of Dragons. She is the newest addition in the game. You should make sure that you find a way to use this commander in your roster. She is excellent. We're going to start off the video by quickly going over the skills, and then I show you guys why this commander is up there with the best of the best. Starting off with the rage skill, she is going to give you a healing factor of 500, and she's going to help your other commander do 20% hero skill damage, which is pretty nice. On the second skill, it says, while in battle, the legion and 4 surrounding friendly legions gain keen and resistance every 10 seconds. Keen is going to grant you 15% attack bonus, and then resistance is going to give you 10% damage taken reduction, which is huge. This is going to help 5 legions. It is excellent because it says here the legion, which is Tarra, and then 4 other legions that are nearby. So total of 5 legions are gonna get this buff. 15% attack minus 10% damage taken reduction. This is excellent. To make things even better, she is the best mana gathering hero in the game. 20% mana gathering speed bonus. So if you're going to gather resources in the Alliance resource pit, this is the commander you take there to gather those mana. And then the fourth skill is another great skill for this hero. She's gonna get 10% defense bonus and 10% HP bonus, making her last a little bit longer in the open field so that you can take advantage of this buff. Now the awakening skill is gonna give you more healing. So instead of having 500 healing factor, you're gonna get 600 healing factor. So the main point about this commander is going to be the second skill, known as the enlightenment. This is what makes this hero one of the best support heroes in the game. And I'm going to explain why this skill is so awesome. Okay, warriors of Tamaris, to explain the awesomeness of this second skill, let us go to the war report that I have over here. I went out on the field to fight, and I went with 5 legions to see what they can do. So basically, this is what I brought on the field. I'm going to show you guys with the example so you see what this commander can do for you. This is the lineup that I sent out on the field. I removed Velin and then I put Tarra here as a deputy. And the outcome was awesome. So what really happened? When I started attacking the Darkling, this march hit the Darkling with the rest of these other marches. And Goresh was still trying to move to get to the Darkling. So the second skill for Tarra, the enlightenment, is a passive skill. It's not a rage skill, which means anytime you enter battle, you're automatically going to trigger the skill. So let's click on the hero and see what it says. It's a passive skill. Anytime you enter battle, you're going to trigger this skill, which means you're going to get 15% attack and minus 10% damage taken. Where exactly can you use this? You guys know in PvP, when you fight, you usually go in and out. In and out. You try to kite your enemies. This skill is going to be active every time you enter battle, which is awesome. It has a 10-second cooldown, but that 10 seconds is not too much, because when you trigger the skill, 5 seconds is gonna go by where you get this buff for 5 seconds, which means you're only gonna miss out on the buff for the next 5 seconds, and then after that you're gonna trigger the skill again. So it's going to be very useful for going in and out, in and out. When you fight your enemies in the field, you're usually going to try to kill the enemy front line, which is going to be composed of Goresh and Skogul. So as soon as you enter battle, Tarra is going to trigger this ability and give all 5 of your marches 15% attack and 10% less damage taken. This buff is fantastic. Now when you look at someone like Indis, for example, let's check out Indis. Indis is going to require some kind of rage to trigger the inform to 3 targets. So it could take up to maybe 8 seconds before you get this buff. And when you fight your enemies in the open field, especially the infantry, there is going to be a lot of them. So you need to kill them. Most infantry die within 5 seconds. And you may not be able to take advantage of the Indies buff. But when it comes to this commander, Tarra, she is going to trigger this thing right away when you enter battle. And guess what? All of your marches, plus 15% attack, minus 10% damage taken. Now you're going to be reducing the counter attack that you take from both Goresh and Skogul. This is what makes this hero very excellent for the open field. You don't want to miss out on having her as a support commander in your roster. Let us check out some of the reports and see what happened. So let's find Tarra with Walder. So this was the match with Tarra and Walder. When we hit the battle report, we expand all turns. You can see here she triggered enlightenment in the first second, which means it's going to be active from the next turn. And as you can see here, 15% attack and 10% resistance. So this is going to go from second number 2 all the way up to number 7. So let's go to the 7th second where the enlightenment finished. Did it finish on 7 or 6? Okay, so it ended here on second number 6. So since it's ended here and it triggered on second number 1, the next time we're going to see it is probably going to be second number 12 or 13. So let's go to turn number 12 or turn number 13. And here it is. Turn number 11. You trigger the skill again. And then you get, enlightenment. 15% more attack, 10% less damage taken. So this skill is almost going to be active almost all the time, because you can get the buff for up to 5 seconds, which is huge. So within a 10-second time frame, you trigger the thing twice already. This is just awesome. I like this skill. So this commander is going to be excellent in your roster. So let's check out the other marches. So here is Magrat and Zeta. They were together. Let's see when we got the enlightenment. So not second number 1. We started getting it from second number 2, as you can see here, which is great. So this is going to be awesome when you're going in and out, in and out. It means your Magrat and Zeta is going to get massive damage from here, especially Magrat on second number 6. That's when she triggers her crazy skill. This one over here. And you still have that buff, the enlightenment, doing something for you. So this is one of the commanders that you need to have in your roster as a support hero. The next topic of the video will discuss the pairings for the hero Tarra and the others. So the number 1 pairing that people are talking about right now is going to be Tarra with Indies. This is going to be a fantastic support match to have with you. Will be good for killing those infantry and a lot of enemies on the field. Now when it comes to your other marches, you can use her in many different places. So let's go to the map and I'll show you guys a few lineups that I have built. So when I hit multi-create, this is my number 1 lineup in the game. I built it last season. I used 4 Celestials over here. They come back with almost identical merits. I like it. So over here, I could take this one out and then put Indies and Tarra. Okay. So let's see. Yep, let's just say we're going to put Indies and Tarra over here if I don't want to use any infantry. But nowadays, you're going to need infantry in your lineup. So I could make some sacrifices over here and then go with Velen primary and then put Tarra as a deputy. This is something I might do if I want to use my mages. Don't get me wrong, guys. Walder is excellent. But when you have this support commander, I think what she's going to give you is going to be excellent. I mean, when you enter battle, you get 15% attack, 10% less damage taken. That gives you more attack for all of these other marches, and you reduce the counter attack damage that you take as well. This is going to be very useful, and over here you can have your infantry with you. So this could be a nice lineup to use. Over here, we're entering a season with long range warfare, so this is going to be archers. And this lineup is set. Now the second place you can use Tarra could be in a full archer lineup. And this is my full archer lineup right now. Again, you can decide to put her somewhere. I think you might go Nico and Tarra. Okay, don't get me wrong, guys. Indies is excellent, but what Tarra brings to you, I think, is more valuable because you get it from the moment you enter battle, which is just amazing. 15% attack, 10% less damage taken. It's gonna help you against those counter attack, and especially when you go in and out, that is going to be fantastic. So this is the second place you can use the Tarra as a support commander in your lineup. Now the third place is going to be with your multiple cavalry marches. So here we have this lineup. This is what I use for my multiple cavalry marches. You can decide to, remove Nika and then put Tarra as a support commander over here. This could be very, very useful for you on the field. And then over here you can do something else that you want. We have 2 new infantry commanders coming in the game, so this lineup is most likely going to change. So when you put Tarra in one of your multiple cavalry lineup, it's going to be very good for you, because when you enter battle, plus 15% attack with the unyielding rush, and then you have minus 10% damage taken. As you know, cavalry, they kill marches within 5 seconds, so you're going to be good to go. And when you're going with a 5 march cavalry, you can put her behind Alistair to give you some more support. Right now, this lineup, I'm just leveling up these heroes. So this is something that you can do. Tarra is an excellent support commander, and you should find ways to use her with your other marches. When it comes to artifact, you're just gonna use the best artifact with the best troop type that you're using with the heroes. There are so many good artifacts here that you can use. Just pick the one that you think is going to match the pairing that you are using and the troop type that you have with you. This is going to be great. Finally, we're gonna check out the Warpet and the talent tree that you can use with this hero. In terms of the Warpet, you're just gonna have to use the Warpet that matches the troop type that you are using. If you're using Nico with Tarra, you can go with this Snowpeak Rock. If you're using with the mages, you can try the Sapphire Frederick. You can try the, what is it called? The Shadow Frederick is a good one as well. You can also use the Sun Lizard. That's another good one. You have a lot of options to use with the hero. It's just going to depend on the primary commander that you're going to use. In terms of talent tree, I wouldn't recommend this commander as a primary. You just have to keep her as a deputy. Give her the gathering tree. That way she can gather mana for you in the Alliance resource pit. And then on your indies, you can use her as a primary in the open field. I think that's something that you should do. In case you want to build a talent tree, you're going to go the overall direction. Grab this, grab this, grab one of these depending on what you want. Whether you want hero skill damage or you want normal attack damage. Over here, you take the Guardian Angel. You come and grab Unrelenting Fury, which is a good one. Reduce, you're severely wounded. And then over here, you're going to pick it based on the troop type that you have, I think. Yeah, that's what happens. And then at the end, you're going to go with this skill over here. When casting Rage skill, your Legion gains Keen and Shelter, increasing their attack by 4% and their defense by 3% for 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 30 seconds. So this is a good skill because when you enter battle, you are going to trigger your enlightenment from the hero, which is gonna go from second number 2 all the way up to second number 7. That is about the time when you have full rage. So most heroes do their first rage skill on the 10th second, and then their deputy do their rage skill on second number 12 or second number 11. By that time, you may have already refreshed your enlightenment, which means your enlightenment is going to probably override this Keen, because this is Keen. The buffs don't stack, so you have to be very careful with this one. You may be able to override this attack, but the 4% defense is gonna remain. So I still think it's a good one. The reason I don't recommend this is because when you go below 50%, you just need to go back to your city and refresh. That's all you have to do. Otherwise, you're gonna take a lot of counterattack damage. Therefore, I think Thunder Fury would be the best one to keep. And then when you come in the support direction, you grab this Rage Regeneration. You have a lot of good options over here. Pick the one that fits you. And then here as well, you can pick the one that you like. But I wouldn't recommend this commander as a primary. So that's it for the video, guys. One of the best support heroes in the game. I plan on using her on my mages, on my archers, my infantry as well, and my multiple covering marches. Thank you guys for watching. What do you think of the hero? Do you plan on using her? Comment down below. If you're new here, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.